Hi, seventh graders. We're going to continue to read nonfiction together. And for this article, you are going to focus on nonfiction big question number 2, which is what did the author think I already knew? Now, as you read this article, you're going to read with that question in mind, and you're going to use the question mark symbol to annotate unknown words or things you didn't know, something you can't visualize or picture in your mind, or something you just don't understand. Keep in mind that you're going to continue annotating for big question 1, which you've already learned, what surprised me, and that's the exclamation point. So as you read, you're annotating for big question 1, and now big question 2, what did the author think I already knew? All right, so this article is called School Lunch Changes Likely to Feed Trash Cans by Mike Borges and Betty Crocker. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has proposed changes to current nutrition standards for school meals served to K through 12 students, but the approach ignores important facts about nutrition education. Instead of healthier, well-nourished students, our school's nutrition programs would suffer from a lack of participation and increased food waste. We should focus instead on helping schools to promote healthy choices. The most nutritious meals are the ones students actually eat. The proposed changes would reduce key ingredients that make food palatable and have the unintended consequences of feeding more trash cans than hungry students. The proposed regulations would require reductions in sodium and added sugars, possibly change the use of whole grains, and eliminate flavored milk as an option for students. That would have a significant and unfavorable effect on students' taste compared with what they eat outside of school. More students, many of whom rely on school meals as their main or only source of nutrition and calories, are likely to toss their lunch trays. Fried food and sodas are already banned. USDA research shows that school meals are often already the healthiest meals students eat in a day. Sodas, fried food, candy, and trans fat have already been banned for almost 2 decades. The Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010 increased the amount of fruit, vegetables, and whole grains required in school meals. It introduced the 5-star meal, requiring students to choose at least 3 of 5 food components: fruits, vegetables, whole grains, milk, and protein, or a protein alternative. The USDA wants to use the school nutrition program as one of the first lines of defense in the larger battle to fight American diet-related diseases such as obesity, cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers, but it is well documented that food restrictions do not lead to positive long-term outcomes and can create unhealthy habits and mental health issues. What's more, according to a 2019 World Wildlife Fund report, an estimated 530,000 tons of food is wasted each year in school cafeterias. The USDA has noted that the best way to tackle food waste is to make sure students consume what they take. But if they don't like what they take, they won't eat it, as every parent has experienced. Moreover, school nutrition professionals, school dietitians, and school food manufacturers are not in agreement with the USDA's proposed changes. They have cited supply challenges, rising costs, and students' taste and preferences as major obstacles. Imposing these restrictive nutrition standards would place an undue burden on schools and food manufacturers and hurt the desired outcome of serving nutritious meals to more students. Proposed nutrition changes would add significant costs for schools. Coming out of the pandemic, 93% of nutrition directors report facing rising labor costs and severe labor shortages. 89% report lingering supply chain disruptions and shortages. 75% note record levels of meal debt, and nearly 100% say that high costs driven by inflation are the top challenge. If the proposed regulations are enacted, schools would need to adjust their purchasing, reformulate the nutritional analysis of ingredients, and create new recipes and menus. That process would cost school districts millions of dollars and require hundreds of additional labor hours during a time of unprecedented staff shortages. Food manufacturers would face tough business decisions. The cost of reformulating products may not be worth it for a food manufacturer to stay in the school nutrition business. The proposed standards for sodium would impose stricter limits 3 times over 4 years for breakfast and 4 times over 6 years for lunch. It takes about 18 months and about $500,000 to $750,000 to change each new product. A better way forward would be to provide schools with the resources to create a culture of holistic nutrition education by making it an integral part of the curriculum. For example, math lessons could require students to calculate the right caloric intake for their body type and activity level, or nutrition labels could be integrated into reading instructions so students become familiar with how to determine the nutritional value of food. Science teachers could collaborate with nutrition directors to develop lessons that illustrate the process behind how food makes it to the lunch tray. If we want healthy kids rather than healthy trash cans, we need to rethink the proposed school nutrition guidelines.